Bum, 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 bum. All right, Kenny.
Can you hear me okay? Yeah.
You're very quiet, mate.
Right, hold on, I'll switch earphones. Hold on now.
MD able to share this over to Timpact and to the middle ground, please? And let us know when it's done, please.
Is that a bit
Oh, that's
better,
better.
Bill?
Can hear you now, Kenny.
Right, I'll try not to move, Bill, because it drives me mad, these earphones.
All right.
How you doing?
All right, Kenny. Tell you what, give me your recollections of the conversation that night. Can you remember what the live was about? Because I can.
Right, well, we had a live, Bill, and you made some comments towards the end of the live that had a few people a bit upset about your comments.
I know that did.
As I say,
you ran off and
right.
didn't let me finish. But if you also remember, I put a post
Well,
up
do you
on
want
the
to?
page as well.
You did. That's right.
Which
As I say, it wasn't me that removed you, Bill, from the page.
Sorry?
Okay. If you can maybe, if you can maybe explain in the live what you said on that night, that'd be good for a start.
The night the live we were
fair
talking
enough.
about, we were talking about the J Hunt sting on the lad with the mental health issues. Yeah,
That's
so
right.
they grabbed them, dragged them across the park, and they were rattling on about it. We then moved on speaking in general to people with mental health issues because that's your field of work, apparently.
Yeah.
And we discussed various things, and we were talking about they needed to be protected from themselves. Remember that? And I think we agreed on that one.
Yep. We did.
We then went on to discuss the age of consent. And this is where it seems to have gone wrong. Now, I've said someone had the age of consent lowered. And I said, and there's a reason for that. I then went on to say that it is natural, and that was my exact word, natural, that when a child reaches puberty, they will get sexual desires, and they will also become attractive to other people. I didn't say they became attractive to me. I'm 56 years old, for Christ's sake. Right? Well, that was a bit that seemed to go where it all went pear-shaped. That's when we started to get the OMGs and all the rest of it, and that's when you disappeared. Now, what I was about to say was the reason the age of consent shouldn't be lowered is that the fact that they get those desires means that they are actually being protected from themselves.
But you didn't seem to have that opinion that night, Bill. You seemed to have the opinion that you were quite willing to be agreeing with the fact that they had sexual desires at a younger age, and you could understand. That's the way I think it came across in the live.
Kenny, I agree with the fact that children, when they hit puberty, will have sexual desires. That's what puberty is at the end of the day.
Yeah, but children underage should be protected from themselves in that situation, Bill. You shouldn't be saying it's acceptable then to maybe consider lowering the age of consent. I know that was your opinion that night.
That was certainly not my opinion, Kenny. Never has been, never will be.
Well, there is people that witnessed it that night did feel that was your opinion. There's also other people who witnessed it. And I did feel as well.
Other people who witnessed it who said that was not my opinion. I did mention that there are people, there always have been, people who want to lower the age of consent.
But because you said that people under the age of that 16 would reach puberty at a certain stage, they were sexually active, that was acceptable in society, we should maybe consider that or something. I can't remember exactly what you said.
I did not use the word acceptable in society, did I?
No, you didn't, but I'm saying you did say something along those lines. Well, you definitely made a comment.
They will have natural desires. However, what I was about to say when you took off was, however, they are not mentally capable of making those decisions to follow those sexual desires through, which is why this age of consent exists. Now, that's not just my opinion. That is also the opinion of the law.
But do you also remember that night that I disagreed with your comment when I said to you I disagree with that, Bill? Because you had made it 2 or 3 times that you were talking about the lowering the age of consent. That's the problem I had that night on the live. That's why I cut the live. You definitely did say that about lowering the age of consent because of the fact the puberty and active age, blah blah blah. You definitely did say that, Bill, on the live. And that's where I'm coming from, Bill.
There was other witnesses where I'm coming from is the people who want to lower the age of consent. That is the rationale. If you actually go and read some of the...
But you seem to be rationalising that night that was normal.
No, I wasn't rationalising.
You did, because Bill, I will question this one because you definitely did say that. And I did say at the point I was uncomfortable, and I said I'm going to cut the live, Bill, and I did cut the live. I did say I disagreed with you.
So there wasn't really a conversation went along those lines.
But it got into a situation where obviously it was an uncomfortable conversation to have with you, Bill, and you definitely did say that. And I think that's where people want you to explain what you meant. Fair enough. If you're saying you didn't mean that, that's fair enough. That's why I'm saying I didn't
say that, Kenny. I'm saying I did not say that I want the age of consent lowered.
Well, there's people that felt you were almost saying that on the live.
And I also know that you spent the night on the platform drumming them up, and I've had two of them chasing me all night. Julie and Sandra.
Not at all, Bill. Bill, do you know what? I go on different platforms all the time. I've got my own platform now, Bill, and to be honest, I don't get a fair right to reply to any other platform, so that's why I wanted people to come here. You made the comment on our actual page. As I say, it wasn't me that removed you from this page. It was nothing to do with me.
I've told you 24/7, and you made a couple of posts asking people to remember their life who will back up your story. There are people over...
I made those points.
Yeah, you asked them to remember the live that night. And if I remember what I said.
Well, I did, yeah. I wanted to remember the live that night because...
you wanted them to confirm that your version of what I said. Now, I made it...
Well, whoever listened to that live, it was said, Bill, that's why the person, not me, but the person removed you from listening to that live. It wasn't me.
I've told you there are people out there who want, and don't be under any illusions. There are sick fucks out there who want to lower the age of consent to 4, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Why would you ever do that, Bill? Huh? That's ridiculous. Why would you ever want to lower it to 4? Why would you ever want to lower the age of consent to 4?
It's just absolute lunacy. Stuff. Now the point is, I personally believe that the age of consent should be raised to 18, and I'll tell you why.
Well. Right, okay.
At 16 years old, we won't trust a kid with a car. We don't trust them with alcohol. We certainly don't allow them to go into a pornographic film, and we don't allow them to vote. But we trust them to look after a baby. Does that make any sense to you?
But it does. But Bill, Julie's saying that she heard you that night.
Yes,
she's very
adamant what she's saying. I know what she heard. She thinks she heard. But there are other people who actually heard it correctly.
But to be fair, you did try and backtrack a bit, Bill. You did post a feed in the morning feed that you did try and backtrack. You did try and backtrack on your comments. You did on.
I'm still back.
You really did.
Kenny, I didn't backtrack. I haven't even backtracked tonight. I've told you exactly what my comment was and exactly why I made that comment.
Well, other people heard it a different way, the same as I heard it that night. That's why
you cut the live. We stayed on the live. You could have asked me to clarify, but you didn't.
I think by that point it was going to be a bit too far for me, to be honest. That's why I cut the live.
I just said to you,
because I did say that I disagree. I did say, if you let me finish, Bill, I did say I disagree.
And that is one of them.
It's fair enough, but I did say I totally disagreed with your comments, and you accepted that, and then I said I was going to cut the live after that, Bill. But you did post a feed on my page in 24/7 after that, backtracking on your comments because people were starting to pick up on those comments. Well, it was It was kind of backtracking, Bill, to be fair. It was. It seemed that way to me. It seemed that way to me. That's my personal opinion, Bill.
But I said not exactly what I said.
But it seemed that way to other people as well, which I'm sure I'll agree on the feed just now. The ones that watched that night,
you've got people that are going to agree with you what I said. I've got people that are going to agree with me what I said because other people heard that as well, and it was.
Well, that's fair enough, Bill. As I say, I gave lots of time tonight, different platforms to people to join the group and listen to the conversation and get involved. They heard the conversation that night. That's fair enough. You can share this to different platforms. They can all make their comments about what happened that night if anybody heard it. As I say, I've got a copy. I don't need to play a copy to anybody else. I just want to be fair to you and give you the right to reply tonight. There's no point in me repeating all ground. That's not my style. I don't go and impact and repeat everybody's mistakes and everything else. This is a different kind of platform, Bill.
What really annoyed with you tonight was I was in the middle of a very interesting live with that guy when you started to raise that on the live. Why? Why did you raise it on the live, Kenny? Why not just come out and raise a post or ask me?
Sorry, I'm just reading something here. Because, Bill, I felt last night there was just certain comments made last night, and I just felt it was on my mind. It's been on my mind for a while, to be honest. I haven't discussed it
you
for a
raised
while.
that on that live tonight as some sort of revenge for me.
I didn't raise anything on a live. I just stated a point, Bill. I didn't.
You raised that, and what it seems to me is you seem to get the up with some of my comments last night. My comments were fairly clear to you last night. Anybody who's ever had anything been here for any while knows that Peter Greenhill's a certified plum duff. He has been. He always has been. We have all had hits with him. You're involved in mental health, so you should know how to deal with people like that. I believe you.
No, I do.
Wolfpack hunters. What do you teach your kids when they're talking to people online? Don't give any information to them.
Yeah, I was never in. I was never in Wolfpack hunters, but I don't know where that information's come from. But that's false.
For that one.
No, it's fair enough. No, I have never been. I've never, to be honest, Bill, I've never been in a hunting group. I have had opportunities to be with hunting groups, which I've said before in my lives, but I've never actually been.
Right. So my comments last night,
and I'm totally against
taking umbrage at. Right, Peter Greenhill's a certified plum duff. All he does is trolls people, and basically what you were playing last night is pretty much the same narrative, just with the names changed. It's what he does to most people. But he can only do it to people who give him information. And you've obviously given them information about yourself and chatted to him.
No, I have spoken to him, but I don't know what this has got to do with this conversation tonight, Bill. To be fair, this is a different conversation. This is just something that I've had in my mind for a while, to be honest, Bill. I've seen some of your lives.
Why you decided to make those comments tonight on that live? We've been on the same
okay. Just because of the fact I think
you're in middle ground, same as me. You could have asked me that any time, but you decided to throw that straight in on that live. And I felt that was.
Well, you've answered me tonight, so it's fair enough.
That live and to discuss that with you.
But you probably shouldn't have been in that live. That should have been bad.
It should have been bad. Bad was hanging about, and it looks as if somebody was cutting Bad off, so he couldn't get on. So I went into it live.
Yeah, I think Tess was cutting Bad off every 2 minutes. It's the same tonight, Bill. I mean, to be fair, originally when I came on tonight, Bill, there was an issue with Impact where I get cut off from being muted from a comment straight away to try and talk to you on Impact. That's why I told you straight away I'm not getting on Impact anymore from my lives. I'm not getting muted. I'm not getting blocked. It's a pointless exercise.
To be honest.
Well, to be fair, we've had it on here tonight. I think it's been pretty fair. I think the two of us had a conversation about it. It's fair enough. You've got your opinion what happened that night. I've got my opinion what happened that night. Other people are welcome to their opinion. So that's why we put it in this platform. I've been chased by
a couple tonight, and they've gone through it. Now, I don't have an issue with you, Kenny. I didn't have it. I said to you, and we spoke, and you said, and then I got that message through thing back to 24/7, and I came back to you and said, to be honest with you, I'll decline, mate. Didn't I? Yeah,
you did. You did. To be honest, Bill, I will be honest right from the start. It was not me that removed you from the page. It was the other admin at the time that removed you from the page. It wasn't me. It wasn't my decision. He was disturbed by the comments you'd made.
Once I get booted off the page,
but I invited you back, Bill. Absolutely did. Because at that moment in time, I wanted your right to reply because I thought that was going to affect the page at the time because of the comments you'd made. I thought at that time it was better you come back on the page because at that time I thought the comments you had made on that live was going to affect my page.
You should have clarified that, Kenny. We should have had this conversation before you booted me. You could have fired up live. I'd have come on live here and discussed this.
I never. That's again, Bill. You're saying I booted you. I never booted you. I told you that before. I never booted you. It wasn't me. That's why I asked you to come back. I never booted you at one level.
So I got booted. Now, my own opinion is, once I get booted from a page, I'm gone, mate. All right? So
no, fair enough.
At the end of the day, once we finish this live, I'm going to share this over onto Impact and...
you're a modern Impact, so I would expect to share it over there. But I'd be careful of that, Bill, because I'll do you for advertising, because it'll come up section 24/7 where we had the conversation, and apparently we're not allowed to say that word on that page, so I'd be very a bit sharing that. just a friendly bit of advice. Right, okay. Well, that's good to talk to you tonight, Bill. I'm glad you gave your share of opinion. As I say, everybody's got their opinion on the conversation, and I think we'll cut it there. So it's good you came on the page.
I would just like to say one other thing, Kenny. I'm too fucking old, and I'm too fucking lazy to bear a grudge. All right?
Me too.
If I call you out on something, it's because I've seen something. Come back to me. It's not vicious, and it's not meant to be vicious. All right?
That's fair enough, Bill, but I did come to you tonight eventually. I did explain my circumstances. I had people in tonight, and that's why it took me so long to come on. Otherwise, I'd come on a lot earlier, Bill. But I appreciate you coming on the page, okay?
Bye.
Right, thank you, Bill. Thank you.